A very good morning, dear students. Today I will deal with the next topic of your course, AECC writing skills, and the topic is feature article. uh, हमने एसेज पढ़े हैं, ऐसे राइटिंग पढ़ा है, पैराग्राफ राइटिंग पढ़ा है, न्यूज़पेपर आर्टिकल्स पढ़े हैं, ठीक है. तो फीचर आर्टिकल जो है इट बिलोंग्स और इट इज़ सेम थिंग लाइक राइटिंग अ newspaper article, okay, but there is a difference when we talk of newspaper article and a feature article, and wherein that difference lies is the depth of the topic. So basically what happens, the what is more important, or the what is the most important thing about feature article is the length, how deeply the topic has been dealt with, and it has a very different style. These are the two most important parts of a feature article, and that is how it is different from a newspaper article. Newspaper article in depth नहीं होता है. It doesn't talk about too much about one particular topic. Newspaper article आपको generally information देता है, but a feature article gives you many things, and it has a outrightly different style. एक totally different style writer use करता है to impress or to attract more and more readers. So first of all, let us read what a feature article is. A feature article is a creative article that deals with real issues, events, and trends. However, unlike straight news articles, it emphasizes on the people involved rather than on the facts of the news. ये बात ध्यान रखनी है आपने, है ना, जो मैंने यहाँ भी आपको बताई. तो न्यूज़पेपर आर्टिकल में किसके ऊपर फोकस होता है? फैक्ट्स के ऊपर, बट इट इज़ नॉट द सेम इन फैक्ट्स. फीचर आर्टिकल में फोकस किसके ऊपर होता है? पीपल के ऊपर, बट नॉट ऑन फैक्ट्स. In other words, feature articles are windows into human experience, giving particular detailed and comprehensive description than a hard news. So remember this. Detailed and comprehensive. Comprehensive which covers everything, है ना? Description than a hard news story, which typically depends on the style of writing. Writing a feature article can be of creative or fun activity, but it does take hard work and planning to write an effective article. According to Oxford Dictionary, a feature article means a newspaper or magazine article that deals in depth with a particular topic. ये मैंने आपको बता दिया. According to Collins Dictionary, a feature article in a newspaper or magazine deals in depth with a topic or a person. So basically क्या है? What is the most important feature about feature article is the detail. की feature article में details ज़्यादा दी जाती हैं, ठीक है? That is what you have to focus. और अगर आप देखेंगे पुराने क्वेश्चन पेपर्स में, अगर मैं देखूं और मैं आपको बताऊं, तो मैक्सिमम जो हमारे कॉमन टॉपिक्स हैं, जैसे कि ड्रग एडिक्शन है, या यूज़ ऑफ मोबाइल फ़ोन्स है, या इम्पोर्टेंस ऑफ इंग्लिश एज अ लैंग्वेज और इंग्लिश एज अ ग्लोबल लैंग्वेज, ये कुछ ऐसे टॉपिक्स हैं जिन्हें आप ऑब्वियसली पैराग्राफ राइटिंग में भी लिखते हैं, बट इफ़ यू आर राइटिंग फीचर आर्टिकल ऑन देम, तो आप उसको किस तरह से लिखेंगे, उस बेसिस पे आपको इसके लिए टेस्ट किया जाता है फीचर आर्टिकल के लिए. ओके, सो दिस इज़ द मेन थिंग विच यू हैव टू रिमेंबर, दैट व्हाट डू वी डू इन फीचर आर्टिकल. 2-3 फीचर आर्टिकल्स अलग अलग बुक्स में से आप पढ़ेंगे, यू गिव अ रीडिंग टू इट, तो आपको समझ आ जाएगा कि क्या डिफरेंस है ठीक है, मोबाइल फ़ोन के ऊपर एक पैराग्राफ पढ़िए या आर्टिकल पढ़िए, और मोबाइल फ़ोन पे जो बुक्स में दिए हैं पैराग्राफ्स, फीचर आर्टिकल्स, यू रीड देम, यू विल फाइंड द डिफरेंस. एक दो एग्जांपल लूँगी मैं आपके साथ. नाउ नेक्स्ट व्हाट दिस बुक टॉक्स अबाउट. वैसे आपको थ्योरी क्वेश्चन नहीं आता है, बट स्टिल फॉर योर इन्फॉर्मेशन यू मस्ट नो दैट व्हाट आर द 7 टाइप्स ऑफ फीचर आर्टिकल. The first is the human interest feature, which we can say the human interest stories. Okay, this is the most common type. This type of article typically reports on someone's success in spite of great odds or impediments. Say, for example, something has been written about Sri Narendra Modi, or let us say some popular figure, let us say about Abdul Kalam, or any popular writer or any popular person, Barack Obama, Michelle Obama, in all these people, what has been written about their own stories or something, that is what is a human interest story feature, the human interest feature. It may recall tragic predicament, or it may share a continuing struggle supported only by hope and faith. तो आप एक ये चीज़ भी मान के चले ना, आप देखो जब कितनी सारी डिटेल हैं, इफ़ यू राइटिंग अबाउट अ पर्सन, तो ऑलमोस्ट फीचर आर्टिकल की जो लेंथ हम बोलते हैं ना, लेंथ इसकी ऑलमोस्ट एक ऐसे के बराबर चली जाती है. हम वर्ड्स काउंट करने नहीं बैठते हैं, बट लेंथ एक ऐसे भी मेजर हो जाती है. यू हैव एन आइडिया. जनरली 5 to 6 paragraphs are very obvious when you're writing a feature article. If not 5, then 4 to 6 वेरी ऑब्वियस. आप एक बिगनिंग देंगे, एक उसकी बॉडी बनेगी जिसमें 2 या 3 पैराग्राफ्स आ सकते हैं, और एक कंक्लूडिंग पैराग्राफ आएगा, तो 5-6 पैराग्राफ्स ईजिली हो जाते हैं. सेकेंड आ गया आपका पर्सनैलिटी फीचर, जिसको हम पर्सनैलिटी प्रोफाइल्स भी बोल सकते हैं. ठीक है. Subject matter of personality article may be famous or not so famous, but has done something of interesting to others. This type of article shows how a person gained recognition, name and fame. Say, for example, if you want to write a personality feature on Sonu Sood, you can very well write that. Okay, that will be a personality feature. Next is the best articles. Best articles, things that are trending. This type of article usually includes the writer's personal experiences with the best products of all kinds. It includes proof and examples that a product is the best of its kind. तो बेसिकली जो किसके लिए यूज़ हो बोलेंगे हम, for the purpose of sale of something, these articles are used for that purpose, कि जो particular product है that is best. Say for example mobile or car or bike, तो वो आपके क्या बन जाते हैं, best feature articles. Now news feature. This type of article brings human interest focus to breaking news. It adds personal involvement to what may otherwise be a distant, unimportant event. So they will focus not more on news or facts, but they will focus on people. Then how to, like how certain things are done, उसके ऊपर कोई फीचर लिख सकते हैं. और उसमें क्या होता है, they explain how to do something in a complex time when most of the people would not know how to do. The best ways of such articles are started by telling the reader why it is important or beneficial for him or her to know how to do this. It also explains steps of the process in detail so that another person can do this process. It also includes a list of all materials needed to do this process. Then the past event, things that have happened in the past which are of historical importance. So past event feature. Such articles focus on historical event. It includes research of human interest on history lesson. This type of writing usually puts a human face in history. In other words, it lets readers know how something about the people who were part of the history. And last category is informational feature. This type of article shows insightful coverage of a topic. It gives detailed information focused on one aspect of a given topic. Then the article often refers to sources of research, uh, but is not like an encyclopedia report. Instead, the writer makes a personal connection to the subject and includes his or her voice. So what will the writer do? He will give his own points, his own remarks on what he has read or what information he has gathered. So these are the 7 types of feature articles. Now next and the most important thing are the simple tips. Simple tips for writing a feature article. सबसे पहली चीज़ क्या है? You should know your reader. Decide whom you are targeting. Picture the reader in your mind, not just the broad category, but as a real, living, breathing person. Be as specific as you can to the point where you can imagine the person is sitting down right in front of you. So what you have to do is you have to keep in mind who your readers are. Know your end goal. What is your goal? When the person has read your article, what do you want him to feel? What kind of feeling a person should get after आपका feature article पढ़ने के बाद? What is the feeling that feeling the reader gets? Reader को अच्छा लगा आपकी पढ़ के, he felt happy or he felt sad, So know what you want to happen as a result of your article. That is why know your end goal. What kind of feelings will arouse in the heart of the reader after reading your feature article? Explain why the reader should care. This is the classic benefits over features marketing rule. Why should the reader bother with your article? क्यों पढ़े reader आपका article? वो आपको बताना है. Don't make article all about you. Make it relevant to the reader and tell him why. Then share your information. This is the nuts and bolts of what you want to say. What information is important to you, share. What is important for the reader to know. So the most important thing is sharing the information in detail. And lastly, imagine you are having face-to-face conversation with your reader where you are sharing your information. What additional questions might come up? Be proactive, anticipate and answer those questions. So here's the great part. Once you have gone through these steps, you will find the article is especially written for you. Here's how it works. Numbers 1 and 2 set the tone. That is the first. And style you'll use in the article. They tell you if you will be writing with a professional voice or light and conversational or even dry and humorous. Tone and style sets the stage for everything that follows. So the most important thing while writing a feature article is the style. Length मैंने आपको already बता दिया था. Okay, so these are certain aspects as far as feature article is concerned. Right, now before I read out an example with you, I've just jotted down few points. बस ये याद रखना है आपको, कंफ्यूज नहीं होना है, इस चीज़ के ऊपर फोकस करना है. एंड व्हाट इज़ दैट? द मोस्ट इम्पॉर्टेंट कंपोनेंट ऑफ अ फीचर आर्टिकल इज इट्स स्टाइल. स्टाइल नॉर्मल न्यूज़ से डिफरेंट होगा. नॉर्मल न्यूज़ से कैसे डिफरेंट होगा? यू विल नॉट टॉक अबाउट फैक्ट्स, यू विल talk about people also. Okay, then there is a structure जो फीचर आर्टिकल का होता है और वो स्ट्रक्चर सब में होता है. हम ऐसे की भी बात करेंगे तो ऐसे में भी पहले हम इंट्रोडक्शन देते हैं. ठीक है, न्यूज़पेपर आर्टिकल में भी हम पहले इंट्रोडक्शन देते हैं, फिर उसकी बॉडी होती है एंड देन इट हैज़ अ कंक्लूजन. द सिमिलर thing happens here also, but what you have to remember, this is the beginning of course, and then the main body में आप अपनी थीम के ऊपर इलेबोरेट करोगे. And finally, in the end, there is a conclusion. And the most important, one more thing which I would like to add here is your feature article, it must be interesting to read, और वो interesting to read तब हो जाएगा, automatically हो जाएगा when it is written with a good, nice, interesting, appealing style. ठीक है? That is what you have to remember. अब यहाँ पे एक हमने अलग अलग कैटेगरीज पढ़ी, and there is this एग्जाम्पल, अ फीचर आर्टिकल ऑन एन इंटरेस्टिंग नेबर. ठीक है, अब हम इसको पढ़ते हैं कितने अच्छे से इंटरेस्टिंगली एक प्रोफाइल फीचर बनाया है ये, पर्सनालिटी प्रोफाइल फीचर. My 70-year-old neighbor, Mr. Kimati Lal Khurana, alias Dr. K. Lal, alias also known as, is a highly interesting character. His name, his profession, his appearance and dress, his views on almost everything under the sun, all have something interesting about them. देखो language देखो कैसी यूज हो रही है. To meet him is to meet a number of persons in one. Mr. Kimati Lal, वैसे कीमती लाल होना चाहिए ये, है ना, कीमती नहीं, कीमती लाल, joined the Indian Army in the early 40s and rose to be a havaldar. Subsequently, he joined the Indian Army under the inspiration of Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose. So, in the INA circles and afterwards, he came to be known as Captain K.L. Khurana. He spent some time in the Japanese jail and then he returned in 1947 to his ancestral home in our village. Here he started practicing homeopathy and soon established himself as Dr. K. Lal. No one knows where and when he studied homeopathy, but the fact is that he is a highly respected homeopath who has saved hundreds of lives. Though he is 71.5, Mr. Keemti Lal does not look his age. His face is still without wrinkles, his eyes are without spectacles, and all his teeth are still intact. The only signs of aging are grey hair on his head, a receding hairline, and a slight stoop in the back. So ये recognition है that he is turning old. When we ask Mr. Keemti Lal to tell us the secret of his health, he attributes it to his celibacy, his vegetarian diet, and of course his knowledge of homeopathy. Like everything else about him, Mr. Keemti Lal is a stickler for dress. He is always dressed in spotless white, whether it is summer or winter, a festive occasion or a funeral. The only change the winter imposes on him is the white coat that he starts putting on his white shirt, though his dress is essentially British. तो देखिए कितने अच्छे से कितनी अच्छी detailing he is giving, है ना. He says that Mr. Keemti Lal refuses to wear a necktie. He says that it is a sign of slavery, and he does not wear any leather shoes because he says he would not use anything for which an animal has to lose its life. This may already have suggested that Mr. Keemti Lal is a man of strong likes and dislikes. His views are also similarly quite rigid. As a doctor too, Mr. Keemti Lal holds rather strong views. He does not ask for any fee, nor does he look at it when it is voluntarily offered. He has, in fact, put a cash box just outside his door of his clinic. Any patient who wants to pay him for treatment and medicine may put anything in that box if he likes. So, whether one is rich or poor, Mr. Keemti Lal can treat all patients alike. And in any case, his own needs are very few. In spite of his strong views, Mr. Keemti Lal is a very good and useful neighbor. Whenever someone in the colony falls ill, Mr. Keemti Lal goes to his house and offers his advice and medicine. If there is a social function or religious celebration, Mr. Keemti Lal is there in the forefront, organizing and planning things. No wedding or funeral in the neighborhood is complete without his expertise on either. Mr. Keemti Lal is indeed Keemti Lal, a precious gem. So you must have seen that how interestingly this feature article has been written. You know, एक अट्रैक्ट करता है, पढ़ने में अच्छा लगता है बहुत सारी चीज़ें, दैट वाई कीमती लाल इज़ एग्जैक्टली एन इंटरेस्टिंग नेबर. सो इसके लिए आपने ज़्यादा कंफ्यूज नहीं होना है. नो नीड टू गेट no need to find it very complicated. It is rather simple. The only thing you have to do is keep these 3-4 points in mind जब आप feature article लिखें. ठीक है, मैं आपको एक list of articles भेजूंगी. Let me work on the question papers and then you should solve all of them. और आप अगर मुझे मेल करेंगे तो obviously I will correct them. अभी मैंने जो नोटिस भी आप लोगों को दिए थे लिखने को, obviously you will not be able to upload them on the Google Classroom. और मैं आर्टिकल्स भी जो दूंगी, I have shared or I will share with you an email. You can write and send it there. And any other notes also. मुझे कुछ बच्चों के मैसेजेस आ रहे थे कि मैम नोट्स चेक कराने थे, तो आप अपने PDF क्लिक कीजिए and you can send it on my mail which I will share with you all. Okay, so this is all for feature article. Once again I am requesting you, please इसको लेके confuse मत होइएगा. It is very simple. The only thing you have to keep in mind is the style, and ये चीज़ें आप पहले भी ऐसे में कर चुके हैं कि how it has to be organized. Remember, the language will be stylish. You will be using, अब language will be stylish doesn't means कि आप difficult words use करने वाले हैं. ठीक है, पढ़ा होगा आपने इंटरेस्टिंग. ये 8 या 9 एग्जाम्पल्स हैं. अगर आप सबने घनश्याम शर्मा की किताब ली हुई है तो आप वो सारे पढ़िए एक बार ही, तो आपको एक आइडिया मिल जाएगा very easily that how to write a feature article. That is all for feature article. Thank you so much. Take care.